So often, the inadequacy of devices like walls, fences, and alarm systems are revealed when danger comes. But in God, as His peculiar children, we have real impenetrable protection. Listen as Pastor Bartlett explains in this morning's devotion.
Earlier, we mentioned that if we drew a circle with a dot within its center, we would perhaps derive a fuller understanding of the word peculiar as it is used here by Paul. Now, let us place another dot outside of the circle and label it temptation. Let us now draw an arrow from that dot on the outside to the dot on the inside of the circle. As the arrow cannot reach the dot inside the circle except it first go through the circle, so no temptation can reach us except it first go through the will of God. As we walk in God's will, He will not permit the devil to confront us with a temptation that he has not already examined and approved. We will never be confronted with a temptation too great for us. God will provide us with the necessary faith and spiritual strength to overcome it. Victory over sin is a guaranteed fact when we are a dot within the circle. In Luke 22:31-32, we read the following. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. Kenneth Samuel Wiest, the noted Greek New Testament scholar, produced an English translation of the New Testament which literally translates the Greek. It follows the word order in the Greek quite strictly. He translates the passage that we have just read in the following way. Simon, Simon, behold, Satan, by asking, obtained you and your fellow disciples for himself and from my power to his, in order that he may shake you in a sieve, as grain is sifted by an inward agitation, trying your faith to the verge of overthrow. But as for myself, I made petition concerning you, that your faith should not be totally eclipsed. And as for you, when you have returned to your original position with respect to your faith, stabilize your brethren. Brothers and sisters, before Satan could tempt Peter, he had to seek for and obtain permission from the Lord. Because Peter was God's peculiar treasure, because he was a dot within the circle, there was no way that Satan could move against him without securing the Lord's permission. Because he was in a secure position, even though he succumbed to the devil's temptation and denied that he knew the Lord, Peter's faith was not overthrown. His faith was not overthrown because even before he was tempted, our Lord had prayed for him. And it is not possible for Jesus to pray a prayer that God will not honor. My friend, Minister Mark Brown, once preached a sermon from this text entitled, If Jesus is Praying, I'm Staying. Let us now place yet another dot outside the circle and label it a trial. Let us draw an arrow from that dot to the dot inside the circle. As the arrow cannot reach the dot inside unless it goes through the circle, so no time of trial or testing, no sorrow or difficulty can reach the child of God unless it comes through the will of God. God must grant permission before we can be tried or afflicted. And when the trial or affliction reaches us, God sees to it that all needed grace is given to bear that trial or affliction. He is the God of all grace who comforts us in all our afflictions. This is what Paul means in 1 Corinthians 10:13 when he says, "There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way of escape, that ye may be able to bear it." Whenever God designs a trial, he designs a way of escape. He is always in control.
Is there a trial in your life that seems enormous? Consider how it will build your faith and confidence, knowing that God will not allow you to be confronted with temptations too great for you. Until next time, think on these things.